As the release of Breath of the Wild draws closer and closer, I can't help but wonder, what's next for the Legend of Zelda series? Now I know it's far too early to even think about another completely new console Zelda game, but maybe we don't have to. Maybe there's something else to fill the gap. And this is something that has been staring us in the face for a while now, and I think more and more people are starting to take notice. The Nintendo Switch is an interesting piece of hardware. It combines a lot of different technologies and ideas from Nintendo's previous consoles into one, including motion controls. Now, if you've been a long-time viewer of my channel, you'll know that I'm not exactly a fan of motion controls. However, when I got a chance to play ARMS at the Nintendo Switch preview tour in New York, I got to experience the Joy-Con motion controls firsthand, and I was pleasantly surprised at how well they worked. I think the years between the Wiimote and the Joy-Cons really benefited motion tracking technology, and Nintendo was able to leverage that for a much better motion control experience. So you can probably see where I'm going with this. As far as Zelda remakes go, we already got Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask 3D, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess got HD remakes on the Wii U, which means the next logical step would be The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. People have been asking for this since the announcement of Wind Waker HD, and I'll say this, besides Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword is probably the one Zelda that would benefit the most from an HD overhaul. The game is already one of the better looking games on the Wii, and if you scale it up with an emulator and apply some visual enhancements, you can get a glimpse of what it could look like if they ever did make an HD remake. Now, technically nothing was stopping Nintendo from creating an HD remake of Skyward Sword up until now, but before I knew the Joy-Cons would have motion controls, I figured if it didn't happen during the Wii U's life cycle, it probably wouldn't happen at all. However, now there's a glimmer of hope. And I'll say this, it's probably more likely they will remake Skyward Sword in HD now than it was before. I mean, think about it. So far, it's the only 3D console Zelda to not get a remake, and with the new and improved motion controls of the Joy-Cons, it can actually fix most of the problems I personally had with the game. I really like Nintendo's strategy of attempting to get every 3D console Zelda playable on their current console lineup, and they did technically achieve that with the Wii U when they released Skyward Sword on the eShop, but now with the Switch, Nintendo has the chance to do it all again, and we all know Nintendo loves to sell us stuff we already bought. Yeah, I'm looking at you, $10 virtual console games! Personally, and it feels weird to say it, but I would be kind of excited for a Skyward Sword HD. The updated visuals and better motion controls would probably sell me on it right then and there, but if Nintendo really wanted to go the extra mile and fix a few other major complaints like, say, having messages or inventory screens pop up when you collect stuff, the frequency of Fi interrupting the gameplay, or even removing some of the more unnecessary tutorials, or at the very least giving us the option to skip them, would improve the game tremendously and would probably instantly make it the definitive version of the game by far. And to add some legitimacy to this speculation, if I'm not mistaken, when Nintendo was working on Wind Waker HD, Eiji Aonuma said in an interview somewhere that the team tested several other Zelda games including Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess before settling on Wind Waker for the first HD remake. So we know at this point some experimentation has been done, and seeing as how we did eventually get Twilight Princess HD, I think Skyward Sword HD might be closer than we think. Anyway, that's just some food for thought, really. I kinda wanted to open a discussion with this video, so let me know what you guys think about the possibility of a Skyward Sword HD in the comments down below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more of my videos, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.